The water's even coming up. I'm over my hip waders. I'm digging these ancient artifacts this deep in the Ohio River off the bottom. Just sifting up, feeling with the tip of my shovel. A barge pushed up a bunch of rock and I'm sifting the piles of rock down and looking what's in them, and it's loaded with artifacts. This is what I'm doing. Underwater archaeology, I guess, in this one. Another spot where another barge pulled up, and see there's flakes and stuff. See, there's a piece of, like, I'll take some of the flakes and show you at the end, hopefully. See, look, another flake. This is all from the manufacture of ancient artifacts. That's a good bet for a few shovelfuls of dirt, eh? Pretty deep water with hip waders on, and look at this. You can't see it. A barge pushed up material off the bottom of the river, and look at it. Right there's yeah, it's a piece of limestone. I thought it was a flake, but I'm loading my screen up and we'll see if there's any artifacts in this. Hey, that's a flake of that translucent green stuff. Look at, there's like a, that's been worked. It's like a rough core from a river cobble. This didn't look bad. Look at all the fired rock. See, there's another flake right there. There's another one. What I do, I laid up this screen and I have it setting on the bottom. Then I reach in and throw some of the bigger rocks off. You can feel it, see, the fired rock. Now we'll screen it down. This is maybe 5 or 6 shovelfuls of dirt right off the bottom. See, there's a flake from the manufacturer of an ancient artifact right there. And it's probably, maybe a little bladelet, micro blade. Shirt right there. I'll flake this down, and well, I'll just do it here live. It's hard to hold. I see, there's all kinds of little, see, there's another flake. Let me flake some of the, see, another flake, another flake. Some of them points can be pretty small. You wanna see another tiny flake. You see how rich this is. There's a flake of white, another flake. See just how rich this is. A few shovelfuls of dirt. Right there's another flake. You could just look at that. They're everywhere. There's so many, you just gotta, I just threw that handful out. I just got a crier out in that. Oh no, that is a Crooksville chert knife. And oh, that's busted, but that would have been so nice. Look at, oh. Oh, this is Brush Creek, aka Crooksville chert, and that's one of these curved Amos knives. It's real ground back in here. From like that base corner, it's up. It's ground like a base of a point. And this side's razor sharp. Look how nicely that's made. See the orange spots? That is a crier. That would have been like at least the tip of my fingers there. Oh, that's, look at that. Too bad, but I find more stuff. Just look at some of these agates. The flakage. Imagine a big serrated point out of that. It looks like it has porcelain white spots suspended in it. Some kind of chalcedony, I'd say, or river cobble agate, but how exotic is that? Well, look at the material on that site. That's some kind of chalcedony, I would say, but look at it. It looks kind of like stained glass or something. And I'll show you some of the points made out of stuff like this there. They're Kirks. See? That's chalcedony too, like river cobble chalcedony. It's a little wattle dart called a Kirk. It's got a notch base. And look at the material. Look at the edge work on it. You can see it. It's just nuts. Real Beautiful point. Yeah, see that piece of hematite there's rubbed, stained up, but see red jasper flakes and stuff. Oh, fools. Right there's a flake of black. You see what these barges push up. When you see them barges mooring in about any place they are, they're pushing up rock, and you just have the strength to sift it. This is tough work. Picking at this and suctioning this up off the bottom. But this looks awesome. There's I'd say I got 2 hours of sifting before it gets to where the pile's about that was pushed up. See this little river cobble here? There's cortex all the way down here, and see it from that angle, how it's being reduced down. That's what these points are made out of. See, it's being reduced and thinned. You can see, but it's got bad spots in it, fissures, and they started reducing it, pitched it. See where my shovel's at's where I'm reaching for this stuff. It's in pretty deep water. I got water in my base, but there's cores like this. That's a little core out of a river cobble, and it's got a stack like a knot in it, so they threw that one down too. Boy, that's a heartbreaker. That with that straight edge, that looks like a paleo point. Snapped. Oh, that is too bad. That would have been a beauty. Well, this is a shame, whatever this was. Might be a pentagonal with that fossil black material. It kind of looks like it's going to be a lance or something. The way that tip's resharpened. That's too bad. See that? That's the cortex, the rind of a little river cobble, the edge of it. And see, it was flaked off. And that's how they got into them, to start thinning them down like I showed on that one piece, see? That's what I'd do, see? There's a little flake blade there on the shovel. See, there's ancient Indian pottery. Right there's the rim. It's just a shard. What I'm doing, I'm almost over my waders in this deep of water. Getting this gravel up off there and fired rock. See, look at it. These are awesome looking screens. I have a bunch of these in my pockets. They've got use on the edge. Little lancets. See, same screen. That one's almost got shoulders. See, it's the little knife. There's all kinds of little tools like this here. They're everywhere. See, you can see the shoulders on that. And it's ground up to that little, probably a little hafted crude knife maybe. Would have done the job. Stuff I just find 4 or 5 things like this every trip out to. There's flakes. I see an artifact. See, that looks like it's work there. But look at this thing. What the heck is that? It's some kind of blunt, and it's notched on the side. Yeah, I'll show you this. See, it's notched. It's an odd tool. My battery turned off. That's kind of nice. Well, this is a weird thing. This might be the base, and see how this is all chewed up? It might have been used. It looks like that's even got polish right here from use, like they've been cutting something with it. But it looks like a blunt that way. You can't, it might be a multi-tool of a point that was used up, because that's got use on it too. It's like a multi-tool. Might even be some kind of like scraper there. It's a cool little tool. I don't see nothing else, but right there's another. I still got to do this down to see another preform little knife, more like a preform blank. I'll put my last video up at the end. I just got a smoker, little tiny Amos Atto dart. You saw what I'm digging in. It's where a barge, a higher river barge that was loaded down with coal, pushed up a pile of rock from out deeper. See, there's a chunk of Brush Creek. Let's take this up here. It's a smoker. Up last summer I found some similar ones. It's right. Oh, it's a day maker. I'm glad I came back. Look at this. And you know, it looks like a bird point, but it ain't. It's just a small Amos. and it's more of a dart. Oh, that's nice. You know, I could find a Kirk next. Look at the tip on that. That is a killer point. Well, this is a nice little point, and look how delicate it is. It's just super, and I found so many like it. Little Amos Atto darts. Look at this. Look right here around it over the last like a year. Look there, you can start to see the runs of these points. See? And here's a real nice one out of that run. These are sharpened down a little bit, but you see crystal inclusion right here in this. It's either Flint Ridge or Carter Cave. And then you get into the little bigger ones. It's all the same series of points. I've dug them right out of the layers. They just had different sizes. Look at that one last summer. That's a nice addition. A real nice addition, this point. Look at that tip on that. That's crazy. See this cobble here? This was picked up by an ancient man, carried back here. You see it was hit, percussion chipped, and it's a crappy, non-napple material, but it looks like it'd have chert in it. That was done by man. They're all over the place. Now, I got another heartbreaker right here. I'll show it to you. Look at that. Real beautiful material. It looks like a Kirk maybe with the base snapped. Too bad on that, but I'm already happy. Well, imagine if all these, that knife would have been whole, but I got a nice point, so I'm happy. But imagine if that would have been whole. Might be an Amos, might be some kind of Kirk, but that would have been super nice, huh? You know, some of it's gonna be broke. Shovel. Look at that faceted piece of hematite. It looks like a die. Heck yeah. Nice find. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Look at the facets. It looks like a die. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Right there's the original cortex of the stone. It's where it's been rubbed. Well, I got tons of Flint. I'll show you some at the end, but all that stuff in about 2 hours and 20 minutes sifting. But I just sifted hard. Worked out pretty good today. Well, there's the debitage. You see it all that I brought in my pockets. Chunks of hematite, cores, flakes, and about 2 hours of sifting. And I threw more than this out, way out, just so I won't see it again. It's everywhere. Look here, folks. I'm taking a break from making this video, and look in here. Here's a sleeping squirrel. Look here. Look, he's just sound asleep in there. What's this? Where's my buddy? Where's my good boy? You getting some late night pets? Look at this, folks. My little buddy. I had to come check on him. When I started the video, I brought him up a cherry. Let him go back to sleep, poor little boy. I'll see you, folks.